Howdy, Commander's Echo here. We're going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to be commentating over a game live as I play it. You'll notice there by the turquoise banner, this is an AI game. I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about a controller methodology that you can use here. We're going to be talking about the double zoom. I just went and double checked. Every controller preset has this, so regardless of what you're running for a controller preset, although you should be running controller presets 3 or 4, as we talked about in our settings video. Check that out if you haven't seen it. But we're going to be showing you the double zoom. Now, I'm making a video on this because I played this game for several months without knowing this feature was in there, because nowhere in the game does it actually tell you that this is possible. Now, it says click the right stick to toggle zoom level when you're in the controller settings menu. Well, okay, it does that, and it brings you down into this like first person right off the bow view. This is actually fairly useful when you're like trying to set up a ram, or when you're like bow tanking, brawling, like point blank type situation. So this can be a useful thing. But I'll show you what I'm actually talking about when I'm talking about double zoom here in just a moment, now that we're starting to get some enemies in range. Okay, we've got this York now. He's within our shooting range. We zoom in with left trigger, right? Everybody should know about that. But then while you're holding left trigger, you click the right stick, and you see there it gives you an additional level of zoom. And now you can click it, and it brings you back out. In and out. You zoom out, release the left trigger, zoom in with left trigger, click it, and it brings you in. So this can be useful, especially when targets are at long range, if you're trying to suss out, are they coming away or towards. Here now, DD pops up, right? Okay, this is not terribly easy to aim at. This is much easier to aim at least for me, and I would assume for most people. If you're zoomed in a little bit better, look at that, half that is Fubuki's health, or yeah, about a third in a single salvo. And then there we whiffed the shot, because he had his engines knocked out, and then he repaired it and took back off. Didn't really account for that. There we go, engine's knocked out again. So you can see here I'm doing this, and you've probably noticed this in most of my other videos. I tend to use this zoom on most salvos, but I haven't really ever drawn attention to it, so I just figured I'd make a video about it. This is particularly useful, like we demonstrated there, at really long-range targets. Another time that it's useful is when you're really close to something. I don't know if we're going to get an opportunity to demonstrate that here, but say you're in a battleship and you're brawling another battleship, and you are trying to specifically hit his guns. Let's say you're brawling a Jean Bart or Richelieu or something, and you really want to knock the guns out specifically. This Pensacola is going to Citadel me, I bet. Let's go. And you want to knock those guns out, and you want to aim right at the guns. This can be a great way to take out the guns and be able to lock in right on where they're at. Like from here, like it would be very difficult if I'm specifically trying to knock out this Bodyani's guns. Somebody thwapped him pretty hard. It'd be very difficult for me to specifically hit his guns, but you know, this allows me to aim a little more precisely for where exactly I want the shells to go. Another thing it can help do is like targets that are long range, like, oh, I can't tell if he's AFK. Are the guns swiveling? Is there a little bit of wake off the bow or the stern? Can't quite tell. You can use this double zoom. Same thing with the Soviet cruisers. You can tell if they're running an airplane or radar build, if they have the airplane physically on the ship model. Well, sometimes at extremely long range when they first get spotted, it can be hard to tell one way or the other. But by using this double zoom, you can often get a good enough sense of the ship model to see, like, oh, is there a plane on there or not? Oh, he does have the plane. That means he's not radar. Okay, I don't have to worry about this Bodyani or Shores or whatever, because he's running an airplane and not radar. Oh, come on. Shouldn't be that much dropping these shells at 2.8 kilometers. There we go. 4,000. This should kill it. Yep. Come on, Normandy, you don't want to play? But anyway, yeah, I really hope that this double zoom helps you guys out a lot. Helps you get an exact sense of like what is the angle when they're bladed away or bladed towards. This will probably kill me here. Yep. So hopefully that'll help you guys out a lot. We set 3 fires in that one. That's what we're going for the dailies, so let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. As I mentioned, I hadn't played this, or I hadn't used this technique rather for months. I didn't know it existed because there's nothing expressly in the controller settings menu, nothing in the game when you pull the left trigger down that says click the right stick to get a second zoom level, etc. This can help you if you're in a battleship or a cruiser shooting at destroyers at extremely long range to get a sense of if they're turning or not. Sometimes that can be hard to tell if they're on or off the rudder when they're at really long range. Poor Atlanta. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out. Let me know in the comments below if you've been using the double zoom. I've noticed my accuracy, main battery accuracy go up quite a bit, couple 3, 4, 5% since I started using this. So hopefully this helps you increase your main battery accuracy, land more shots, land more shells on target, and helps you be a little more effective in your games. Thanks an awful lot for listening, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, stay salty, Commanders.